It's like there's a couple things that I've done before, but it's only been one time. Like one time I went to a role-playing thing. I don't know how to describe it. Like a role, like it was like a LARPing event. I went to a LARPing event, right? Well, not really an event. It was at my friend's house. My friend was just like, "Hey, you want to come LARP?" And I was just like, "I've never LARPed before." And I needed something, you know, I needed a new experience to be crossed off my experience list, right? No, it was the first ever time. The first and only time I ever I did a LARP thing. And, they gave me a foam sword, right? They gave me a foam sword, and then they were like, "You have to call the damage. You have to call the damage that, like, your sword does, right?" And I was like, "Okay." And I hit him, and I was like, "All damage." And he was like, "It doesn't work that way." And I was just like, "Yeah, but I called the damage. I said all of it. I called out what the level was. I called..." He got really mad at me. So when he took my sword, he was like, "Okay, you don't get to have the sword anymore. You're gonna be the princess in distress, and we're gonna come we're gonna come save you." And I was like, "Okay." And so they had me sit basically by like a tree, because they were playing in the middle of the street, and like really late at night. And so I just sat. Well, no, it wasn't by a tree. It was in the middle. It was in the middle because they pretended that the castle was around me or something, and they like had to go up the stairs. I don't really understand. And that's all that really happened. I don't think we finished the game. I don't remember what happened. Were you 8 years old? No. No, I was already maybe I don't know, maybe like 7 petals, 8 petals. Banned from LARPing. Yeah, they didn't invite me back. That's okay though. That's okay. I watched them throwing hacky sacks at each other and being like, "Lightning! Lightning! 10 damage!" And then it would be so funny watching them like do the swords, and they'd be like, "5 damage! 5 damage! 5 damage! 5 damage!" And I was like... Hey, they were having fun. Cringe is cancelled, right? It was not my thing, but I can see why people would have fun with it. Look at me. I'm anime. They would cringe at me too, I think. A whole 5 damage. Yeah, as long as they're having fun. And you know, they weren't thanks for the super chat. They weren't, you know, mean to me or anything. I think that one guy was just really mad. He was just like, "You have to play by the rules." And I was just like, "No."